I awoke, face down in warm white sand. My feet were being lapped by the tide of the sea. I raised my head, wiped the sand from my face and opened my eyes. Once they had adjusted to the brightness of the sun, I saw that the beach ended with a tall dark forest. Wild trees and vines loomed over me. I stood up, shook the sand from my clothes and looked around me. The beach stretched out from my left and to my right. The sea was behind me. The horizon was empty. Then I spotted footsteps, like someone stumbling from the beach into the forest. First one set and then another. After a long time wandering, the trees all began to look the same. I wasn't sure if I was getting closer to the others, further away, or just walking around in circles. I sat down on a small hill to rest and closed my eyes for just a moment. Challenge 1. Survive the night. Shelter. Students will learn the basics of using Minecraft and the importance of working together to survive their first night. I must have fallen asleep because suddenly I was awoken by the sound of voices. It was the others. They had found me. As we sat and talked about what had happened, we heard the sound of a wolf howling in the distance. It was getting dark, so we decided it was best to make a shelter, something we could hide and sleep in safely. Who could tell what was in these woods at night? Challenge 2. Village life. Civilization. Students will advance to the next natural stage, building a village and exploring. 2 necessities for survival: tools and security. We've been able to forge a small living space on the island. Our first small shelter kept us safe from the wolves and anything else on the island, but wouldn't hold them off forever. It was dark and cold, so we learnt to mine stone and make light from coal torches. The nights are easier now, but we need food and water if we're to survive longer. We need to work out how to farm our own food and find water. Challenge 3. Agriculture. Farming. Students will explore the importance of food and water for survival. Crop farming and animal husbandry are learned and mastered in this chapter. It's been a hard few days. We've managed to build a small village and craft tools that help us gather resources faster. However, we're getting hungry. Access to drinking water and food are paramount if we're to survive long enough to find our way off this island. We must learn to farm our own food. Challenge 4. Cartography. Mapping. Students will learn the importance of mapping skills and finding their way around Minecraft and the real world. This story is set on an island, and so you could even design a treasure hunt too. Things here are good. Everyone is in good spirits. We're fed, watered, and we feel safe. However, if we're to escape this island, we need to know more about it. Perhaps there are others on the island, or maybe there are resources we could use to build a boat. We must try and map the island. If I could just get up high enough to see around me safely. Our living space is complete. Our defense walls make us feel safe, and we have food and water. But we must find out more about this island. Challenge 5. Monster hunting. Dangerous creatures. Students will produce weapons and armor and hunt in-game monsters in order to progress beyond their village. They will also design and build traps for monsters in the village. We plan to leave tomorrow morning, but there is something outside the walls, something we need to face before we can roam the island. We need to build weapons, something we can use to keep us safe. That was a hard night, but I think the monsters that lurk on the island now know that we are not as easy to frighten as we once were. Some of us are ready to leave the village and explore the island further. Challenge 6. Great Explorers. Biomes. Students will break away from the main group and explore the wider Minecraft world. The island has many different biomes, and students will leave the comfort of the communal village and brave these biomes, building an independent village of their own for trading or perhaps a defensive fortress. We will use the village as a base for food, water and weapons, but we will split up and build our own bases around the island. We hope to return here with news of a way off the island. Wish us luck. The island is becoming more interesting by the day. We've discovered areas with snow and ice, forests and swamps and great mountains. It was from one of these mountains that we spotted the castle, looming over the forest around, old and in ruins. We first thought it must be abandoned, but then we saw light glowing inside. At night, the lights are brighter and, unless my mind is playing tricks on me, I can see the shadows of people moving around within the crumbling walls. Tomorrow we will set off and explore the castle. Let's see who I'm sharing this island with. Challenge 7. Storm the castle. The castle. Students will explore the great mysterious castle, solve its puzzles and find their way to its dungeons. Note, it's very important that the castle remain untouched until week 7 and when the students are all ready. Well folks, we made it. Now it's up to you. Using Survivalcraft's staff map, you can follow this adventure again and plan your own lessons. Every time you do so, you'll find a completely unique experience with each group. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.